Greetings everyone, and Grade here with another Advanced Wars by Web replay. Spawn on the south side as a Black Hole Drake. We've got Mooji6. Spawn on the north side as the, what's this, Teal Cosmos? Teal Galaxy Kindle. We got hapahauli. Oh, I butchered that name well enough. For those who are watching the YouTube video later on, I have skimmed off some of this map here, off the sides, because there's a lot of extra dead space. If somehow some of that dead space actually be utilized, I will try to fix that. By the way, let's get started. Kindle is, of course, on the south side. This is what appears to be a 3-base map with 2 airports. So quite a bit, 2 airports, 3 bases. Probably won't see all that production being utilized at once. There's also a pair of compounds in the corner, so there's a pair of compounds somewhat in the middle. There's also a good number of forests here. Hence why I skimmed some of it all off, which means a lot of extra hiding spaces along the side in case the infantry wants to circle around the flank. We have an early Kindle or Drake artillery piece there. Drake does receive no damage penalties for his ground units. He only gets minus 30% firepower of his air, so his ground is completely and utterly ordinary. And of course, those get plus 40% attack when attacking from urbanized terrain, which is very powerful as a retaliation tool. Artillery and tank now pulling the field. We've got a Drake tank. Of course, this backline airport is a safe airport. It'll take quite a bit of time for units to push them forward. This forward airport can get you some pretty nice units here. But of course, it'll be relatively easy to lock down. The backline airport, you can traverse around, no problem, the backline. Won't necessarily be in concealed location, just simply out of possible vision range, unless somehow your opponent is seeing the backline entirely. Got a bit of a strike there. Good strike there on that tank on the property. Infantry. Drake's tank is in range of this tank. Could probably deal double tap there. But a very good spot to strike this artillery. I'm sort of surprised how probably Kindle just got a little bit lucky on Drake's positioning there. Or no, Drake got pretty lucky on to Kindle's positioning there. Battlecopter push right forward. Kindle's battlecopters do get boost strikes from being on top of cities. Both sides have captured up one comm tower at the moment, and those goes going for a second. Drake will get her, or Drake's going for a second. Kindle will get her started next turn. I don't know why, I think it's a black hole color making me think Kindle. It's throwing me off. Artillery there, tank and battlecopter. Kindle's being a little bit defensive at the moment. Kindle right now is 18,000. Drake just captured a whole bunch of properties, so now at 19, including 2 comm towers. But it looks like both sides being a little bit passive. Though Kindle does have a good amount of forward infantry here for a good amount of spotting and exposing type of force. So Kindle feels like in a better position, though I think she's took more losses so far this game. Pushing forward these battlecopters, both of them. Tank to support, get a boost strike there. Anti-air, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Cannot range the battlecopter with that tank placement. So it looks like Kindle got a little bit lucky there. Don't think there's any way for this anti-air to strike either of these battlecopters. Don't think there's any way for this infantry unit to go down, nor this tank to go down. So Kindle got a little bit on the lucky side. Anti-air push rate 4, push forward there. And we do have a tank here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Can strike the anti-air there. So, looks like if Kindle were to strike this tank there, and then fall off the tank here, it should be a pretty good, but got chain of anti-airs being blocked by Drake. Kindle will not be able to see this anti-air here, but let's just gonna go for the anti-air. And if somehow, oh, gets shot there. I was thinking if somehow she could take out this infantry unit and get a boost strike on this tank, but I don't think that's possible. Also gets an infantry unit on top of a mountain for good spotting. It will spot this other anti-air, so maybe she should have done that first before moving everything else. Though then again, she couldn't have got a free shot on the 2 health anti-air, but still, that's like a minor loss there. Let's surround that unit there, so it looks like the battlecopters may be safe once again with all the stuff in front of them. And looks like that more and more the case. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep, this battle, it has to be placed where you get to strike this battlecopter. So it looks like her battlecopters are safe again this turn. Up north, I've not really been paying too much attention. Looks like both sides are a little bit idle. We've got some decent gains up here by Kindle. Kindle has 19,000 versus 19,000. We'll do a flip next turn. And perhaps interrupt this Mountaineer, the Alpine troop. Good strike there. Got an Urban Blight. Takes out the tank there. And will manage to strike the battlecopter. So, I was mistaken. So we could see a tsunami this turn. This map is quite large, so maybe a tsunami wouldn't be half bad. Just draining some fuel. Likely we'll see an Urban Blight next turn. Or could save it up. I don't think an Urban Blight will actually be too particularly useful this turn. I think she just probably fall back with the battlecopters and prepare for another counter-attack. But I don't think an Urban Blight is going to be too successful this turn. Get a boost strike there, but able to overcome the defense. Yeah, she's going to do a front shift. Yep, swords on her Urban Blight. High Society is not half bad either, because right now she would receive 63% firepower for Urban Society, High Society, which is actually quite powerful. Tank infantry recon. Can start trying to flip some properties now. Get some shots over here. I think he has a good idea. There's a artillery piece there. Does get an infantry in range. Start capturing. Can be interrupted because of 1, 2, 3. Infantry, recon, and battlecopter. Takes out the infantry unit with 1 strike. Get some good damage there. She has a lot of battlecopters. There's a lot of tanks here, but there's a lot of anti-airs. This game can get very explosive very quickly. High Society is now available, but I don't think it is a good idea at this moment. I don't know if a lot of this stuff is simply not in range. This is a very large map. There's a Neo tank there, so that was a perfect time for Urban Blight, but that's we have castle vision, we can see everything. Get some good strikes there. Booster strike there. Battlecopter infantry, anti-air infantry. There's also a threat of a typhoon, and Kindle should try to get a high society or urban blight off before the typhoon. Because typhoon, the longer the game goes on, the worse off she will be. Interrupts that capture a little bit more, takes out that unit there. Neo tank straight forward, this time not on top of a property. Recon tank infantry. Try and capture some properties. Has good vision, pops the high society. So right now she does have, I'm pretty sure still there's just a 63%. Yep, plus 63%, but she will have ludicrously high damage. Especially if attacking from urban property. Because right now she's plus 63% plus 130% from urban property. She gets colon level firepower from properties. 200% effectively. Now there's Typhoon. Let's see how well Kindle does this turn. A lot of her stuff will just be one-shotting. I'll take out the anti-air there. I'm not sure if that's important. Everything else is just lagging me too far behind. And now here comes Typhoon. There's no reason why not to wait. Kindle ends turn 144, Drake starts turn 118, and this will at least call off probably 30,000 more for funds. Hard to say though, because with Fog of War, we won't see this number change too much. Actually, oops. Take some shots there, didn't really need to do that. And now the Neo Tank straight forward. Kindle doesn't really have anything to really stop that Neo Tank. And it's not on top of an urbanized property. Missile silo platforms are not urban terrain. Nor do I think regular missiles, silos. Gets a lot of good damage there, picks off some of these outlying units. A lot of AP there, gets trapped on the artillery piece, gets a good shot there. Probably be interrupted even further. The 8 health infantry can help do a joint capture again. Well, let's see. Kindle starts turn for 96. Correct, ends turn 143. So very powerful Typhoon. A lot of anti-airs here. She does have a number of tanks, so she can start doing counterattack with both the tanks and battlecopters. Let's see what she does. This boss infantry unit there. Get a boost strike there. Both thanks to 3-star defense and plus the 10% defense from the superpower. Didn't do too much damage there. That's getting whittled down. Tank infantry. Looks like she's pulling back some of these battlecopters. She has a lot of battlecopters. Right now she has 7 battlecopters, which Drake's just 1. Grand Drake does have a lot less firepower as battlecopters. Yeah, so Kindle is starting to fall behind. Good battlecopter strike there. So 8 years in range of it, and gonna be a boost strike there. Does not take out the tank there. 8 years rotating all over here. Gonna be overreaction. Because there's actually, we know with our Castle Division, there's a good number of battlecopters there. So having all these 8 years rotating over here is a little bit overreaction. Artillery, recon, infantry, battlecopter. Some good strikes there. Takes up that battlecopter. Did not need the booster strike for that. Artillery, recon, tank. Maybe bad idea for Kindle go for artillery. Since she has to be a bit more aggressive, she may want to go for more aggressive units. You don't want to play the long game against Drake, that's for sure. Drake's making great headways over here. We now have Urban Blight available, which could allow her to get a great boost strikes from this city. Drake's also trying to obtain his 2 central properties. It's still despicably neutral. I'm sure you recon tank. And good strikes there. Battlecopters down to 29 fuel each. Yeah, I just don't see this map being super great for Kindle the more I look at it. The larger the map means she's having trouble with the boosted strikes, and plus she's fighting against Drake, which larger maps I think do better with the global damage COs. While she does have technically global damage, but also really not really. Does go ahead and interrupt 2 captures there and wound some of these other units, but most of her units are already off property. It's just got this anti-air there for additional collateral and this one here. Drains off some funds, but he starts to turn 19,000 to bank out of 19 day-to-day funds. She does leave herself with 5,000 funds in the bank, so she may be buying for some Neo tanks next turn. Takes out another battlecopter. Infantry, anti-air, recon. Tsunami can be brought on in case he really wants to bring the fuel drain. Neo tank infantry, or Neo tank infantry and base skip. There's a good strike down the recon. Finish off the infantry unit. This infantry unit can at least get on top of the mountain for spotting. Neo tank in a very defensive position. Drake has not been eyeing for any aggression, while Kindle has. He knows the longer the game goes on, the more he uses his superpower. APC, battlecopter infantry, trying to refuel some of these battlecopters up. They're getting a little bit low, like 13 fuel. They do bleed 2 fuel per turn. This infantry unit is going down south. I wonder if he's going to try base blocking one of these airports. 2 health, so won't be a too long of a block. You could just keep this infantry unit next to this airport and continue to spot on it, since it won't be revealed being on top of the floors. Infantry tank. Oh, he does have a vision of the airport in its current position, so that's probably where it's going to be his spot there. I always forget they have 2 vision range, not just 1. And of course, force reduce. You don't spot unless you're diagonal from it. And I was thinking a bit too much like Compuros, so honestly, Compuros 2 with line of sight blockers. Wrong game. Battlecopter, recon, infantry. Pretty static. Honestly, it's a very static game, so it's not exactly the greatest game to watch. Both players just posturing and not pushing any forward. Kindle doesn't want to push forward because of Typhoon, and Drake just would not want to push forward because of Typhoon. Because if he receives attack, he can counterattack with Typhoon itself. And then his counterattack would be much more easily, seeing everything's wounded by 2 damage. And having all defense stars reduce effectiveness by 20%. He has a lot of incentives not to be aggressive, especially when their income's the same. The only neutral properties are in the middle still. They're still quite despicably neutral. I wonder if anybody gets that reference. Futurama, if you're wondering. Oops, may have zoomed forward a little bit too fast. There we go. We do now have Typhoon available. She could just try to charge forward with her Urban Blight. Let's see what she does. Try to get some power charge beforehand. Urban Blight would have freed that spot up, and now we could see boost strikes from there. Or a boost strike. Now some of these outlying units there. She still has a massive number of battlecopters. She has right now 7 battlecopters, of course, versus Drake's just 1. No Urban Blight this turn. And Typhoon this turn. High Society available next turn, which this may be one of the best case scenarios of it. All of units pretty much in range, getting a massive bonus strike of 63% plus 10% for the activated power super, so it'll be plus 73%. And if you're on urbanized terrain, plus 130%, rounding it up to 203% additional firepower. Yeah, here comes High Society. I think this is Kindle's. She has to make this turn count in order to help stabilize the game, because right now I don't think she's going to get another turn. I do see a potential. Nope, the rain's reducing move speed, so no Neo-Tank on Neo-Tank. She may just hold off until after the rain. Nope, there's High Society. Getting some good damage there. Can't one-shot stuff. Does put a Neo-Tank there. She may just use a boost strike from the battlecopter onto it. Yeah, this guy can't range. Gets some good damage there. Plus 5 damage from 8 health battlecopter. That's actually really good. There goes that recon big time. Runs down the anti-air. I don't think that was enough. 135,000 versus 156, so Drake's ahead by over a turn. Cleans up some of these outlying users. Now her Neo-Tank can be struck by this Neo-Tank. Yep, and here comes the counter attack. The retaliation. Sax and Neo-Tank. Let the Neo-Tank take it with at full health, remaining at full health. Yeah. Infantry, Neo-Tank infantry. Ends turn of 161,000. Kindle starts with 71, so she has even less than half value on the field. Could have probably popped the Typhoon to really whittle, or Tsunami to really whittle her down. Make her possibility of an attack this turn even less effective, which honestly probably would have been a good idea. Gets trapped there. Because right now the front lines have mashed in together, reducing them all down by additional health would be quite actually effective. Drake's turn. Kindle ends turn for 87,000. Drake starts for 146. And a lot of battlecocks in range, and a lot of anti-airs. We could actually see another tsunami typhoon this turn. Yeah, typhoon this turn. He's getting pretty close. Urban Blight's not available. And no Typhoon this turn. Just ever so short, but not like Kindle has much. 56,000 versus 157. And just resign there. This is Angry saying thank you for watching, and on to next replay.